Komið þið sæl og verið velkomin í sérstakan Skotlands þátt Golfsins.
Við erum staddir á algjöru draumasvæði fyrir alla kylfinga, East Lothian svæðinu við austurströnd Skotlands, rétt steinsnar frá Edinborg.
So the club itself is 13 years old. Golf's been played here unofficially, not as a club, for many years, back to the 1700s actually, but in the area we're new kid on the block. So the family that own the large estate around Craigielaw is the Weems family. Lord and the head of the family is Lord Weems, and the family seat is Gosford House, which is just right behind Craigielaw Golf Club. The Weems family bought the land over in the late 1700s. And the then Lord Weems loved his art and equally loved his golf. And as this is a golfing mecca for everyone, they decided to build a rather grand house to A, house his lovely art collection, B, be close to his beloved golf courses, and C, the house was built for entertaining. And that's what we've remodelled it as an entertaining space. The art collection as it stands is one of the biggest and best art collections privately held in the UK. As individual pieces go, there's some lovely pieces, but as a collection, it really is priceless.
Yeah, and the family, they own quite a bit of land here, right?
So the land ownership around the East Lothian area totals about 6,000–7,000 acres. Throughout the UK, they're up to 50,000. And within that, they have things like harbours, farming, forestry, and what my involvement is golf. They have 4 golf courses, Golfsbindi, Longniddry, Musselburgh and Craigielaw.
But have you had Icelandic golfers a lot over here?
It's a convenient area to play golf in. All the courses are very close to one another. We have a local distillery. They seem to like whiskey. Seem to. And I think they just enjoy what East Lothian can offer.
Yeah, what would you say would be the main characteristics of this area?
I think the proximity of the golf courses to one another, it's a convenient place to play. You have a real diversity of golf courses. You have tree-lined links courses. You have obviously the open venue Muirfield. You have links courses on dunes. You have links courses, for instance, Craigielaw and Golfsbindi, that are on, less land dominated by dunes. So there's a real diversity to the types of links courses that we have in the area. It makes it all interesting.
Do you play yourself?
Yeah, I'm still a golf professional, although I manage the club. I'd love to say I get out lots, but I don't. The work of running the club keeps me in the office a little bit more than I'd like.
Well, Alan, you're director of golf here at the Marriott Dalmahoy. How is the golf coming along here in Scotland?
Yeah, the courses this year have been much better. We've had a much better summer this year. The last 3 years, I have to admit, we've had very, very bad summers and the courses have been very wet. But golf in general in Scotland this year has been much busier. Many more tourists coming to Scotland, especially with the Open being at Muirfield, a very successful Open this year. So golf's been good this year, I'd say, a little bit different and a little bit of more up on the last few years.
This is a kind of a famous golf course here in Scotland. You held the Solheim Cup a few years ago.
We did indeed. We had the Solheim Cup in 1992, a few years ago now. But it was a fantastic event. Long before I was here, I was obviously far too young to be here then. But just to our right here was where Katrin Nielsmark from Sweden held the winning putt for the Europeans, which was the first victory for the European Solheim Cup teams.
How would you categorise this golf course?
You know, the course goes founded there in 1927. It's a James Braid course, very, very famous Scottish golf architect. Well, we've got two courses. We've got the East Championship course, which is a very long golf course. It's nearly 7,000 yards from the very back tees, but it's quite generous, it's quite open, quite wide fairways, quite big greens with quite a lot of undulations, slopes on them, and a par 73. So it's if you drive the ball well and you're a long hitter, you'll really enjoy playing the East course. The smaller resort course, the West course, it's about 2,000 yards shorter in distance, par 68, much smaller greens, tighter fairways. So two totally contrasting golf courses, but laid out very, very similar. So cater for all standards of golf for both courses.
Yeah, like every golf courses, you must have a few signature holes, right?
Yeah, well, I would say on the East course, the championship course, we redesigned it in 2005, and we built two new par 4s at 13 and 14, which are arguably two of the best back-to-back par 4s in the country. Very tree-lined. Almost think you're in Portugal or Spain when you're playing these holes, apart from the weather. And they're a little bit different from the rest of the golf course. The rest of the golf course is quite open, but these holes are very, very tight, trees and hazards on each side, a little bit different from the rest. But most people that come here will always remember those holes because they're good holes and they're different from the rest of the course.
Mm-hmm. So how many members do you have here at Dalmahoi?
The membership at the moment we're around about 400 or 500 members, which has declined a little bit in the last few years just with the recession here in the United Kingdom, and obviously being an inland course we have suffered a little bit with the weather the last 3 years, and a few of our members have went down to the east coast of Scotland to play in courses that are more links.
I guess you met a few Icelanders who come here and play golf?
Yeah, I've really seen it. I've been at Dalmahoi 4.5 years now, and I worked in other hotels and country clubs before I came here, and I've certainly in the last 10 years see more and more Icelandics coming over, and they're only 2 hours from Edinburgh or Glasgow, and there's been more of them coming over here, and I didn't realise how much they loved their golf, and I realise now how much golf is booming in Iceland. So they are very welcome at any time, and I hear they like their beer as well. So just like the Scots, so they're very welcome.
You're a former European Tour player.
Yeah, I played on the European Tour in 1997. It was a great experience. I went to the European Tour school 5 times without any success, but I managed to get my card for the 1997 season. I didn't play particularly well on tour, but it was a fantastic experience. I managed to play with 2 or 3 of the well-known players like Nick Faldo, and played with Tiger Woods at Carnoustie in 1995. That was before I was on tour at the Scottish Open. So I've been lucky I've played with 2 or 3 of the world's best. But I got a little bit of stage fright, I don't mind admitting, and I didn't play very well, and it was just a shame that the dream was over as quickly as it began.
Yeah.
So, but it was a great experience and fond memories.
Yeah. Must be fun playing with Tiger and Nick Faldo.
Yeah, it was more fun playing with Tiger than it was with Nick Faldo, I have to admit. But yeah, Tiger was he was quite a young kid then. He was 19, 20 years old. He just turned pro, and I've never seen anybody hit the golf ball the way he hit it. That was totally new to me. I didn't even know there was people out there that could hit the ball like that. And I always knew that he was going to be amazing. I didn't realise he would go on to win 14 majors and everything else. I knew he was good. I didn't realise he was that good.
Hér eru stödd á Old Musselborough golfvellinum í Skotlandi, en heimsmetabók Guinness viðurkenndi hann sem elsta golfvöll í heiminum.
Já, og það ekki bara aldurinn sem að vekur athygli. Það einnig veðhlaupbrautir í kringum völlinn alveg endilangan sem gerir hana einstaklega skemmtilegum og áhugaverðum golfvelli á East Lothian ströndinni í Skotlandi.
The thing about it is perhaps the oldest continuous playing surface. There might have been older courses, but that don't exist any longer.
When was it? What's the first record of
Well,
Old Musselborough?
Mary Queen of Scots is reported to have played here in 1567. It's a fair chance it was true, but I don't know whether anybody really knows. There's no doubt that golf was played here in the 16th century, and it may well have been played before that as well. It gets an awful lot of play. It is a council municipal course, It's probably the cheapest golf you can possibly get. So it gets knocked out a bit, but occasionally it's very playable, and there is enough of the original course to enjoy and to feel the history of it. 6 Open Championships were played here between 1874 and 1889. The first 12 championships were played at Prestwick starting in 1860, and Willie Park from Musselburgh was the winner. And subsequently 5 Musselburgh people won 11 of the first 30 Opens. Now, the Open was played, it alternated between Prestwick, the R&A and Musselburgh.
Þó að það hafi verið byrjað að spila golf á golfvellinum hér í Old Musselburgh á 16. öld, 1567 eitthvað svo leiðis, þá var ekki ákveðin stærð á holu fyrir en í kringum 1850. Það er að segja að þangað til þá var þetta alltaf bara það bil, bara svona sirka stærðin. En árið 1850 þá tóku meðlimir Old Musselburgh hluta af þakrennu hjá sér, tóku hluta af henni og notuðu sem mót til þess að skera út holu. Og árið 1892 þá tóku R&A, eða Royal and Ancient, sem að semja golfreglu fyrir allan heiminn, tóku akkurat þessa rennu og þessa stærð og gerðu þetta að staðalstærð á golfhólum á öllum golfvöllum í heiminum. Þannig að það kemur hérðan úr svona þakrennu. You can come over here and play on Old Musselburgh and play with old hickory clubs.
Yes, the leisure company that runs the course has a supply of old clubs, and then you get even a better feel for what it was like. And hickory golf is actually going through a bit of an explosion now, I would say. There are hickory societies spread all over. And there is even, now it's been going a few years, there is even a hickory Ryder Cup. And it's played exactly on a similar Ryder Cup format, but with hickories. The face of the hickory club is much smaller, and the sweet spot is obviously much smaller. Now, if you hit the shot out the sweet spot, you'll get a lovely shot. If you hit it out the toe or the neck, you'll get nothing.
Yeah.
Now, with the modern club, if you hit it, the sweet spot's much bigger, and even if you don't hit it out the sweet spot, you'll get some sort of result. When I was a reasonably good player, and I played with very good players, if they hit the ball 250, 260 yards, that was a very good drive. Now, consistently, they're hitting it well over 300 all the bloody time.
Yeah.
So, excuse the language.
Hér erum við komin með þetta bara svona, eins og við myndum segja, klassíska hickory set. Til að byrja með að sjá hérna, pókin dálítið mikið annar en pókin sem við erum að nota í dag, alla jafna. Heyrðu, en svo eru kylfurnar. Hér erum við með, þetta dálítið mikið annað. Hvað hérna, skaftið?
Þetta bara á tréi. Þetta bara svo að slá með parketti líklega, svona hér bil.
Já, þetta bara eins og að taka upp parkettið af gólfinu heima og slá með því.
Já, þetta svolítið öðruvísi en við sjáum í dag, og við sjáum að hausinn líka talsvert minni.
Já, það náttúrulega til að byrja með, bara miklu minni haus, tréskaft sem að kemur á óvart hvað eru léttar. Kylfurnar ekkert merktar eins og í dag 5, 6, 7, 8, það bara, það heiti eitthvað allt annað, special, það búið mástreindar alltaf af þessum. Þannig að maður þarf svona að giska á hvaða flái á þessu.
Þetta líklega 7. Já, þetta getur verið 8, ég ekki alveg klárað því.
Já, þetta nefnilega einhvers staðar líka 7, 8.
Já, þetta er 5 jafnvel þetta.
Og sjáu þið hérna síðan, það eru í dag náttúrulega rákirnar í kylfunum eru mjög útfærðar til þess að ná fram spuna og annað. Hérna erum við með bara einhverja punta og náttúrulega gríðarlega þunnar kylfur, blaðþunnar kylfur. Svo púterinn, hann líka, þetta dálítið ólíkt púterum í dag. Þetta bara hérna blaðþunnur púter.
Þetta klassíska típan eins og hún var nú hjá flestum á þessum árum.
Já, þetta ekkert ólíkur púter og Phil Mickelson notaði í langan tíma.
Já.
Hann var með svona svipa. Já.
Þú veit ekki að það var eitthvað regular og stiff í þessu, þetta er bara tré.
Þetta er bara tré, þú fær bara hickory. Já, svona var golf spilað einu sinni og svona spilum við það í dag, en eins og Jón Júlíus sagði áðan, þá endar þetta alltaf sama veg. Hann tapar og ég vinn.
Sjáum til með það.
á með þessu. En þetta skiptir náttúrulega máli að það sé kylfingurinn en ekki kylfurnar. Það sannaði sig í þessu höggi hjá mér.
Gunni, þetta fyrir pari. Hætturðu það? Hoppa!
Miðja hólum maður. Vel slegið. Stutt og vel slegið.
Ég bara tók bunkerinn og play.
Þetta svona það bil svona 5, eitthvað svoleiðis. Ég halda. Jón.
Já.
Ég held þú sért farin að sólbrenna á leggjónum.
Nei, ég hef nú ekki komið svo langt. Það er ég að nóg eftir.
Þeir eiga nóg eftir, já.
Já.
Þetta er þessi grindvíski litur sem við þekkjum öll.
Fallegt.
Já.
Það lítur nú ekki vel út í það kallið minn.
Nei, þetta er dálítið þykkukargi.
Já.
Já, en það er heppilegt að ég er akkurat með hérna
Layout.
Nibliglig, held ég að heiti. Það er akkurat kylfan fyrir þessar aðstæður.
Alright.
Nibliglig mun redda mér út úr þessu. Það vill svo skemmtilega til að ég er sérstaklega góður í svona þykkum karga.
Ég er spenntur. Þetta er alltaf fast.
Það er alltaf fast.
Það eru margar skemmtilegar hefðir á Old Musselborough vellinum. Hér við fjóruflautina er skemmtilegur staður. Hér erum við með bar sem hefur verið frekar lengi hérna og í þessum glugga hér var áður fyrir lúga þar sem kylfingar gátu fengið að kaupa sér öl í gegnum úr lúguna og haldið svo áfram leik. Skemmtileg tilbreyting að fá sér smá hressingu milli 4. og 5. hólu. Síðan héldu kylfingar áfram og spiluðu út hringinn en þessari hefð hér, henni var hætt um það bil 1970 en þótti geysilega vinsæl og eitt af helstu einkennum vallarins á sínum tíma. Well, Alistair, you're the PGA professional here at Golfið. How would you describe this course?
That's right. I've been the professional here for 10 years and I think it undoubtedly rates as one of the best golf courses in Scotland, and some people would rate it as one of the best links golf courses anywhere in the world. You see some of the finest features that dictate a links golf course, the very short grass, the running fairways, the tall rough that you can see out here at the moment, the deep bunkers. But yeah, it's a wonderful golf course that developed since 1650 is when we started playing golf here at Golfið. So it's unusual that Golfið golf course is based on a hill, so although it has the land down nice and low, but you're right, it is unusual for links golf courses. Links are normally right by the sea and very low for that, but no, we're lucky here. It gives us great spectacular views, but also gives us a great test of golf because we're playing uphill, downhill, but also fighting against the wind as well, which is accentuated on the hill. But yeah, the condition of the golf course is fantastic all year round, so we get to play 12 months of the year. So very popular and very affordable place to play.
Yeah, you were telling me earlier that the course got an award, a special award recently.
We did. It was actually the USPGA have rated it as one of the most picturesque places to play golf anywhere in the world, which, considering that they've got some great golf courses, Pebble Beach being one, it certainly does rate as one of the finest places to play golf, and you get the benefit of the great views as well.
And when you're standing on the 7th tee, you can see all over to Muirfield.
You can, yeah. It was a spectacular view, as it always is, and it was even more so when we had the Open there recently. So yeah, it's a wonderful view. You can see over to the east coast of Fife, which St Andrews is on the north coast of that, but they've got great golf courses all over there. But yeah, having a view to Muirfield is very special. That gives you the idea of the height that we have up there.
It says a lot that you have a waiting list to be a member in the club almost for 5 years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, as I say, it's a wonderful place to play, and part of the climate as well. Sometimes with the rain that we sometimes get, which I know occasionally that happens in Iceland as well. But it makes for wet golf courses because it's on sand and a hill. It's the best possible place to build a golf course.
Yeah, but telling me earlier about a surprising link you have with the Icelandic golf. You met a few promising Icelandic golfers this summer.
I did. Young Fanar Stengrimsson, I've been fortunate enough to play, or my son has played with him through the junior events. I've run junior events for 18 years here in Scotland, and then the last 6 years we've run a European Championships, which sees 550 children from over 50 countries coming here. And Fanar I met about 3 years ago, and it's great. It's wonderful to hear his story about golf and how limited he is, and the chances he's had there. The season is much shorter. We think here it can be tough, but he's a very talented, nice young man, so it's great to be able to see him coming here.
And you're optimistic about the future of Golfin?
Yeah, I mean, it's been here 350 odd years, so I think it's going to be here for a bit longer still. So yeah, it's a wonderful place to play. It's nice, it's gentle, it's not it's not a daft golf course to play. Some of the modern links golf courses are trying to make statements that they don't really need to do. So here, it's one of the finest, most traditional places. And we see golf course designers coming from all around the world looking at links courses here, looking at the features that you would never put there if you had a machine, but nature put those features there. The size of them, the shaping of them, that's what makes this such a wonderful golf course.
Now I go cleaning windows to earn an honest bob. For a nosy Parker, it's an interesting
Well, Archie, you are running this golf museum here in Golfin.
Yes.
When did you start collecting golf items?
About 50 years ago. But I was working in Edinburgh as a veterinarian, and I was going around Edinburgh, going into every junk shop and finding old golf clubs. Nobody else wanted them. And I had so many that my wife got fed up with me bringing them home and said, we've had enough. Yeah. So I began to collect books about early golf to find out about these early club makers. And the antiquarian bookshops in Edinburgh were marvellous, and I soon had all the knowledge I could wish to have.
And you've been running this shop for how many years?
Well, 35 years.
Yeah.
We set it up when I gave up my veterinary profession and came down here to devote the rest of my life to golf.
And which item is like nearest to your heart?
Well, this is arranged as an exhibition, and the security in this room is not very good, so there's nothing really at the top of the tree here. They're all prints in here, and I have the original paintings at home. So the paintings were a great sense of pleasure to me.
And you've been collecting unusual clubs that didn't even make it to the production.
That's right.
How would you describe those clubs?
Well, there's the one with the big hole in the middle, which they thought would be a good club to play out of water.
Yeah.
And then they had the adjustable clubs and the left or right clubs, or there were all sorts of crazy things they tried.
But none of those they didn't work.
No. So there were very few of them made, and therefore that was the interest in them, because they were not very common.
Where do you see the future of this shop? Will it surpass your life day?
Well, that's a very good question, and I have a man and wife who are both a good deal younger than me, which isn't difficult, and they're both very knowledgeable, and they have said that if I could no longer continue, they were willing to do it.
Okay. So the shop will go on?
That's what I hope.
What is your opinion on the future of golf? I know you know a lot about golf, so where is it heading?
Well, I think it's heading in the wrong direction. I think the first mistake was to allow the golf ball manufacturers to make balls that would go further and further and further, and they therefore made superb golf courses into courses that were too short. And if the R&A and the USGA had the courage, they should have stamped on it and put them down to a certain velocity, and everything would be much better, in my opinion.